Hello and welcome everybody to Qualifier Weekend. That's right, this tournament that I'm playing in today, and maybe possibly over the course of the weekend, can give me a shot at qualifying for the Arena Championship. And what does that mean? Well, if you qualify for the Arena Championship, you get to play in a very small field tournament with lots of money on the line and potentially a spot at qualifying for the Pro Tour. So there's a lot on the line. And so I'm really excited. You know, every month, if you finish in the top 250 of Mythic rank, you get an automatic invite. So of course, I don't want to waste that invite, but noting that I've not had as much time to prepare for Standard because we have a Modern Pro Tour at the end of the month. So, you know, any extra time that I have playing Constructed has been Modern just to make sure that I'm ready to go to commentate the Pro Tour in Atlanta. But this is one of the more popular decks in the format and one of the easier decks to play. So, of course, I am going to be playing Mono Red. Now, this deck, very, very straightforward. Curve out, beat people down, and burn. You got some burn spells, and you kill them dead. Let's quickly kind of go over the cards in this deck, and then we'll go hop into some matches and see how we do. Starting with our 1-drops, we have Hired Claw. I mean, this is just a 1-drop that's been in this deck for a very long time. You know, just hits really hard. It basically hits for 2 on turn 2 if you play it on turn 1, and then potentially you can deal even more damage off of the +1/+1 counter effect. Burnout Bastronaut is a new addition to this deck. You know, now that Hearthfire Hero is not really something people play, it's a 1-mana 1/1 menace creature with Start Your Engines. And, you know, in this type of deck, it's really not hard to get to maximum speed. And when you do, this thing has double strike. I've ended plenty of games with this 1-drop in the deck. Then we have 4 copies of Emberheart Challenger. Hey, this card's still legal. It's still very, very strong. Really, really good with just all these burn spells that you have in the deck to trigger prowess, but also you still get to play with 4 copies of Rockface Village, which is a nice combination with this because basically it just gives you a card advantage engine. If you ever draw Emberheart Challenger plus Rockface Village, all of a sudden you get to just constantly trigger the Valiant on this card and basically draw an extra card every turn. Noting that the Rockface Village does work with also the Hired Claw. Also, for 2 mana slot, this is a new addition to the Mono Red deck. If you haven't played Standard for, you know, the last 5 months, this wasn't necessarily the 2-drop. People used to play Manifold Mouse. Now you have Razorkin Needlehead. 2 mana for a 2/2. On your turn, it's got First Strike. And then whenever an opponent draws a card, it deals 1 damage to them. So this is the 2-drop of choice now for these Mono Red decks. And notably, it's very, very good against the Izzet Cauldron deck because that deck cycles through its deck, draws a bunch of cards, and this is just a really annoying 2-mana creature that once it's in play, it can deal a lot of extra damage to your opponent. Then for 3, Screaming Nemesis, one of the best 3-mana creatures that we've ever seen. Just an incredible haste creature. Combos also really well with Scorching Shot, which is a 5 damage removal spell. So you can use this combo as a way to finish off your opponents, casting Scorching Shot to deal 5 damage to the Nemesis, then redirecting that 5 damage to your opponent's face, which is great. This is a new addition. This one's kind of just like a spicy one of. I don't even know how to pronounce this card. I'm going to go with Oger, but it could be O'Hare or Oyer. I don't know. But 4 mana for a 4/4 trample. Basically, and whenever a red source you control would deal an amount of non-combat damage less than Oger's power, that source deals damage equal to Oger's power instead. So any burn spell or any non-combat burn effect that goes to your opponent's face, it'll, instead of dealing that amount of damage, it'll deal 4 damage. So with Hired Claw, you attack with Hired Claw, instead of dealing 1, they take 4. With Razorkin Needlehead, when they draw a card, they take 4. So that can be quite strong, but it is a legendary creature, and it's just like a 4-drop that just stays on the board. So I'm playing 1, some decks play 2, that's okay. Then there's another nice new addition to the deck. This is from Edge of Eternities. 4 copies of Nova Hellkite. 5 mana for a 4/5 haster. We all know how good this card is if you've been playing Edge Limited. For 3 mana, you can warp it in. It's just that classic 5 mana dragon that a lot of the Mono Red decks used to play in the past. This is really good, especially when you play against decks with 1 toughness creatures, but you can also play it on 3. So just a good way to get some reach in your red decks with flying. Then we have our Burn Suite. 4 copies of Burst Lightning. Don't leave home without them. 3 copies of Lightning Strike, and then, you know, there's a lot of different burn spells you can play, but I chose to play 1 copy of Obliterating Bolt and 3 copies of Scorching Shot. And the removal that you play, you could also play a Braid. Just kind of depends on what you expect. I expect a lot of mono red, so I like having 5 damage effect for Nova Hellkite, but I think Obliterating Bolt's also good against the Ojer, but also just mostly good against other creature decks as well. And also this kills Preacher of the Schism, which I think Dimir midrange will also be reasonably played. So that's the suite. Lands, 18 mountains, 4 Rockface Villages, talked about its interaction with Emberheart Challenger and Hired Claw, and then 2 copies of Soulstone Sanctuary as creature lands, just to have a little extra push in the late game when, you get flooded out, because this deck does play 24 lands. Quickly going over the sideboard here, we have a couple of copies of Fire Magic. This is a nice catch-all. There are other decks that can, make a bunch of tokens, and especially if you play against a deck that makes a bunch of tokens, Fire Magic can be good. It feels a little counterintuitive when you have a deck with a bunch of small creatures, so, this is a card that you bring in more often when you're on the draw. You maybe exchange out Burnout Bastronauts for the Fire Magics, but a really powerful effect. 2 copies of Abrade for more removal, but also a really important card against Agatha's Soul Cauldron, because it's a way to also kill the Soul Cauldron. 2 copies of Magebane Lizard for the Izzet Cauldron deck. If your opponents are looking to play a lot of spells, the Magebane Lizard's very good against them. And then we have 2 copies of Obliterating Bolt, just more removal for larger creatures. 1 copy of Vengeful Possession. I'm not going to lie, I haven't played enough Standard. I actually do not know what this card is for. So let me know in the comments for day 2, if we make day 2. 2 copies of Chandra's Spark Hunter for various control matchups. And same thing with the Sunspine Lynx. If you play against decks that have a bunch of non-basics or a bunch of life gain, the Sunspine Lynx can come in handy. So pretty straightforward. Mono red, curve out. Let's mulligan a little bit. Let's draw a nice curve and beat people down. And like I said, I'm not necessarily expecting to crush it here, but the entry into this event's also free, and they give you gems, like lots of gems, for picking up even a few wins. So this is just an excellent opportunity for people. If you play just a lot of Magic, you should and you're qualified, you absolutely should play in this if you can. All right, 3 lands, Burst Lightning, double Emberheart Challenger, Scorching Shot. No 1-drop, but I'm certainly going to keep this here. Our opponent leading out with Watery Grave, so very likely that they're playing Dimir midrange. They could also be playing perhaps a bounce deck. Right, no 2-drop from the opponent. And we will play Rockface Village, and we'll just run out an Emberheart Challenger. So, I mean, this is probably going to get countered or killed or Floodpitch Drowned or something, but I still just got to play out my 2-drop there. I guess they can attack me and Kaito me? Oh, they just took 2 damage. It feels like a Kaito. But that's actually okay. I can just Emberheart Challenger plus Burst Lightning the Kaito on my turn. So it's actually not even that bad. Yeah. Okay, so now I have to figure out which land I want to play. I can play Mountain or Soulstone Sanctuary. I'm just going to play Mountain. Let's go Emberheart Challenger. Burst Lightning this. And kill the Kaito. So now we have Scorching Shot as an option. I mean, a lot of it just depends on what they play. We also have Rockface Village, which is a nice interaction with the Challenger that we talked about before. And given that I've drawn 6 lands, we might go ahead and choose to go with that option. The thing is, even if they kill my creature in response, I still get the value off the Rockface Village. But obviously, if I just draw like a spell, ooh. That is pretty interesting. I'm going to go with the Rockface Village here and just see what we hit. We hit a Hired Claw. All right. Fair enough. Wow. Double Floodpitch Drowner. Okay, well, I'm going to play the Hired Claw here. I do not want to miss out on value here for the most part, so I'm going to play the other Rockface Village. I guess I should have played that first. I don't see myself activating Soulstone Sanctuary next turn. I think I'm more likely to use the Rockface Villages. Wow, attacking with both Floodpitch Drowners. I guess we'll block one. Is it another Kaito? Sure is. Okay. I mean, it does hit me for 4.
Chances just make victory that much sweeter.
They're gonna surveil. Okay.
Now I know your weakness.
Wow, and they have another I mean, these like Flood Pitch Drowner plus Kaito situation is pretty annoying. Let's see, what should I do? I can warp in Nova Hellkite, but I don't really have a good way to kill the Kaito. Yeah, okay. I mean, they're gonna just tap this down, obviously, but... Flood Pitch Drowner on Nova Hellkite. Now the question is, am I willing to take this trade here or attack the Kaito? Whatever, let's attack. Alright, and the thing is, next turn I can just play the Nova Hellkite and attack the Kaito. But this, I mean, these like double Flood Pitch Drowner, double Kaito draw is actually quite annoying. And yeah, I mean, this is where my inexperience comes in. Like, I'm not sure if I'm just supposed to leave the Emberheart Challenger back there, but obviously having to deal with a bunch of Flood Pitch Drowners is pretty tough. 3 cards in hand for the opponent. And they are getting very aggressive with this Kaito, noting that there's also a Soulstone Sanctuary. Tragic Trajectory, okay. Yeah, because Soulstone Sanctuary is also a 5/5. So, like, I mean, I am in a ton of trouble, but, I mean, they had a great draw, right? Like, Tragic Trajectory and a bunch of Flood Pitch Drowners, and it's very, very tough for me to handle all of that. Preacher of the Schism is quite good. I think I'm going to play Scorching Shot on Preacher. So I think what I'm going to try to do is use the Rockface Village here. See if I hit a spell. Oh, that was good. Then now I can go Emberheart Challenger. Play a land. Go Scorching Shot on Preacher of the Schism. Okay. Alright, let's get Kaito out of here. Alright, that was really good. Because, like, I don't think playing the Nova Hellkite was good enough. But keep in mind that they have double Kaito emblem, so Soulstone Sanctuary can hit me for 5 this turn, so... Gonna have to play a little bit defensively here, if possible. I can play Nova Hellkite, or I can activate Rockface Village and try to find more action. I think that's what I'm gonna do. Okay, that's an O'Hare. And I'm certainly going to play it. Look, this is the phase in the game where we're just trying to grind out our opponent, right? So let's see what happens. The last card is a 2-mana removal spell. Ooh, wow. That's insane. I mean, like, they didn't draw any of the bad cards against control. Oh, I guess they kind of did. I guess Kaito is, like, not necessarily always good. Alright, well, I have to block both, obviously, because I'm at 3. So we'll block the 4/4 here and the 5/5 there. The Osier... Man, I'm never going to be... I shouldn't put this in my deck just because I don't know how to say the card name. Alright, that is a Lightning Strike. I need to deal 4 or more non-combat damage, so that's not going to work. And this deals 1+3, that's not enough either. Activate only for threats equal to 4 or more non-combat damage this turn. 3, 4, 5. I don't have the mana to flip this. Okay, well, let's see. I guess we play this. Well, no. I can only play Hellkite or Sanctuary. So I'd rather trade my Sanctuary plus Lightning Strike. So that's what I'm going to do here. Because they're going to attack here no matter what, right? So let's activate. And if they top deck the removal spell, so be it, right? So let's block. They drew another Sanctuary? Yikes. Okay. Alright, so that's a Burnout Bastronaut. And I suppose I play one of these. And I guess I pass. Because that's a 5/5, so I can double block with these creatures. Like, obviously I could have just chumped with Burnout Bastronaut, but that doesn't seem ideal. And this is obviously a scenario where, like, any removal spell or whatever is really, really strong against me. And the question for them is, do they want to, you know, trade their Sanctuary for one of my creatures? It sounds like the answer is no. Screaming Nemesis. Okay, so that's fantastic. And the idea here is I'm just going to basically assume that my opponent has nothing and try to turn things around and get in for as much damage as possible. Because, what is it? Flood Pitch Drowner would have killed me anyways. So let's go in and attack with both. This thing has Menace. I mean, I'm basically just trying to go for the kill here. And the Screaming Nemesis can block the Soulstone Sanctuary. I mean, with the life totals the way that they are, if I'm on just permanent chump block duty on Soulstone Sanctuary, I just don't think that's a winning line. And if they had, like, a Shoot the Sheriff or a removal spell, they would have used it on my Hellkite and attack with the Sanctuary to just eat one of my creatures. So it's more like, I'm taking the gamble like that they don't draw an interactive spell. Like, if they draw a Spyglass Siren or anything like that, we're okay. Well, speaking of Spyglass Siren, there it is. Now they're going to use the map here. But the Screaming Nemesis is an excellent blocker for the Soulstone Sanctuary here. And I have 8 mana, so I can pump this for 5 as well. So if they double block, I can just kill the Sanctuary too. And that would be, what, 5, 6, 7, 8, 5, 9 damage. Okay. Enduring Curiosity. They might want that. They might just want a removal spell, I don't know. Alright, so I think the last card in their hand is a Nothing Burger. And I'm going to play accordingly. Let's see, if I attack with everything, Spyglass Siren blocks here, and they take 3, 4, 9 damage, so that's not enough. So I need to keep something back. This is a 6/6, and I have 5, 6, 7, 8 lands, so this is going to go up to 5. Ah, I see. I see. They kept Enduring Curiosity. What do I want to attack with? 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's 4. So 5, 5. So yeah, pumping the Soulstone Sanctuary was really strong for the opponent. So basically, the reason why I want to attack like this is if they do not block my Screaming Nemesis. If they do not block my Screaming Nemesis, I have lethal with the Nova Hellkite. And I know Enduring Curiosity is on top. Now, this does force me to chump block with the Burnout Bastronaut. So perhaps it was better just to attack with Nova Hellkite, but getting my opponent down to 7, I don't know. All right. I actually don't think I need to play this land. Just because... like, I'm going to have to block the Soulstone Sanctuary. Alright, I mean, this is kind of close, right? Like, if they don't draw something here, they die. Like, they have to deal with, like, my flyer. So if they don't have a way to deal with my flyer, I think they're dead. So let's see. I mean, Nova Hellkite, they have 3 mana. Razorkin Needlehead, does that do anything? Not really. Also, they can't really... oh, I guess they can just let this one go, right? Oh, no, they can't. I do have the Razorkin Needlehead. All right. So yeah, let's attack with both. And this was actually a good draw. They did draw Shoot the Sheriff. Wow. Okay, well. Razorkin Needlehead for the win. Like, you can't have another removal spell here, right? Alright, there we go! That was a close one! Woo! And you know what's fun? I feel like my opponent knows what they're doing much more than I do. But we'll see what happens here. Alright, because they have Preacher of the Schism, I definitely want to bring in Obliterating Bolts. I don't really like Chandra on the draw in this matchup because they have a bunch of flyers and such. Obliterating Bolt also very, very good against Enduring Curiosity. So like going up to the full 3 copies. Burst Lightning is still just always a good 1 mana spell. They have plenty of things that I can kill. I'm just trying to figure out what it is I actually want to cut in this matchup. I like Nova Hellkite if they have Deep Cavern Bats and such. It's also just a giant flyer. A Braid is worse than Lightning Strike in this matchup, so I don't think I want that. I like the Nova Hellkite because they have a bunch of 1-toughness things. I think I can cut the Oger, and let's cut like 1 Lightning Strike. I still want to keep like the core creature package, and I did bring in some Obliterating Bolts to kill the bigger things. But yeah, I mean, I'm not 100% sure. I know for sure I want the Obliterating Bolts. I'm not 100% sure what I want to cut. Alright, I do know that I should 100% mulligan this hand. It's 1 mountain, all burn spells, into 1 Soulstone Sanctuary. Alright, well. It is what it is, right? Mold to 5. Turn 1, Intimidation Tactics. Is that a main deck card? Alright, anyways. Yeah, I mean, certainly not ideal here. At least we won the first game. Let's play Razorkin Needlehead. They probably have like a Preacher of the Schism here. Okay, Watery Grave. Tragic Trajectory, sure. I mean, just get in for 4, right? Well, yeah. Look, this is going to be a tough game on the draw on a Mold of 5. Where they've had a play every single turn. But, the next game we're going to be on the play, so that certainly helps. I wonder if Sunspine Lynx is good in this matchup. I'm not sure. I think they have an Enduring Curiosity here. They have 6 basics. And It doesn't trade favorably with a lot of their Death Touch creatures, and it costs 4 mana. I feel like the best way is to go underneath them. So that's why I don't know if I like it. But... okay. Yeah, I mean, this is a very dire situation. Flat Pitch Drowner, okay. Just trying to get a little more information here. Like, I know that I'm basically dead. I would be a little bit surprised if they have Kaito on the draw, but it looks like they were considering it. Alright. Okay, well, that was less than exciting, but you know what? We're going to be on the play here. I should probably keep the Lightning Strikes because they kept in the Enduring Curiosities. This does not seem particularly strong. They can shuffle it in too. This is okay. It's just like, you can obviously overdo it on the removal here. But I do think Preacher of the Schism is a very annoying creature that I should have answers for. Maybe Burst Lightning is worse on the play. I'll shave one. Just keep my Creature Suite still. Just because a lot of, like, they have a bunch of 3 toughness creatures, like, they play their Cecil, some decks play Azure Beastbinder, which they can easily play. Enduring Curiosity does, you know what I mean? So, I don't know. I think it's called, come on! Okay, I'm getting sick of this. I'm playing 24 lands. That is so frustrating. You know what I mean? I mean, I don't want to go to 5. I guess I'm keeping this. It's a 4-lander. Oh, this is just so frustrating. Like, we didn't even mulligan to, like, a great hand. I could have kept the Mountain for Scorching Shot, but I was just... I'm like, look, I mean, this hand already has a bunch of lands. So this is one of those games where I'm probably going to be looking to convert Soulstone Sanctuaries into action. They don't have black mana here, so I can hit them. Alright, let's pump the Hired Claw. Drew a land, by the way. First draw, so... maybe it was not meant to be. We'll see. Please play Intimidation Tactics. They're like, well, I need an answer for Screaming Nemesis. Or I hope they have a Tragic Trajectory in their hand. You know what I mean? Of course! Of course! Who's having fun? So we've mulliganed 3 times in this set. And then we also mulliganed into a 4-lander and drew 2 lands in a row. Yeah, that sucks. Okay, I mean, that's a thing. Too bad I can't give this haste, right? Lizard, mouse, otter, or raccoon. The question is whether or not I want to do that or just activate Soulstone. Activating Soulstone Sanctuary just puts a bigger creature in play, right? I think I'm just going to do that. Like 3/3 Greater Sign 1/1. And it's not like I'm even attacking this turn. And then next turn I can like still play this, so... Flood Pitch Drowner, sure. Yeah, what are your thoughts? Dimir mid-range players. Oh no, they were on the play of the second game. Kaito on the draw against Mono Red. Do you like it? I mean, I don't know that they actually have it. Okay, well. Beastbinder is kind of annoying. Okay. Oh, they took a damage. I see. I mean, I just want to put a bunch of things in play. What exactly does this do? When it attacks up to one target artifact, creature, planeswalker, an opponent controls loses all abilities. If it's a creature, it's a 2/2. Okay. The question is, do I trade with the Flood Pitch Drowners? I don't know. I mean, they should probably just turn off my Needlehead, right? That thing's basically unblockable. Okay, Enduring Curiosity. Yeah, I mean, this is going to be problematic. Curiosity is obviously very good, and we don't have a way to actually kill it this turn. So I can't even play the Hired Claw here. I just have to keep it back. But yeah. I mean, Mono Red's one of those decks where, like, you have to get, like, a really nice, good, curvaceous draw. And if you ever miss a beat, like, you're just kind of mostly going to lose, right? And the Dimir deck just has, like, lots of interaction here. And with the Mono Red deck being a lot weaker than it used to, like, I don't actually know how good this matchup is. I mean, it feels fine, but certainly with our draws, we're not going to get there. I wonder if I'm supposed to keep in all my 3 damage removal effects, and am I supposed to just take out all the Burst Lightnings? That can definitely be the case here. They probably have a removal spell here too. Oh, they don't. Okay. Oh, can't be blocked with powers 2 or greater. Okay, sure. I guess I'll block the land, because if I draw Obliterating Bolt, I can permanently get rid of the Enduring Curiosity. Although the damage here has been done at this point, like, they're at a high life total and they've drawn a bunch of cards off the Curiosity. So I just don't see a scenario where we can realistically win this game. And it looks like they have another 2-mana removal effect here. So yeah, I mean, we were probably never going to beat this draw, even with a good deck, good draw. Like, perhaps the lands died, buddy. All right, not that it matters. They're at 14. Well, I mean, that was certainly a pretty big blunder on my opponent's part. I don't think it's going to matter because they have 5 cards, but we got them down to 6. Right? So there's that. Clearly, our opponent doesn't play enough limited. I wonder what they're going to shrink. Because the thing is, my higher claw can just block the Beastbinder. And I'd like to just keep my opponent... I mean, my only hope here is to just somehow burn out my opponent. They're at 6 with whatever we top deck. Maybe a Nova Hellkite or something. We'll see. All right, so I mean, we're just going to take it all. Draw all your cards there. We are not in the business of chump blocking here when my opponent's at 6 life. Okay. Enduring Curiosity. They're drawing 4 cards now. Oh man. Ooh, I like these sleeves. Look at how look at this. It would just be sweet justice though if my opponent lost because of what they did. All right. What do I want to do? Oh, 2-mana removal spell, sure. Well, they gotta block one of these. They might block both. Actually, I think the smart thing to do if you're my opponent with all the cards in their hand is just to block both. Because you don't want to get into burst lightning range off the top. Like, going down to 4 is a possible line here for you to actually lose the game. So I think they need to block both, given that they're so far ahead on resources. But I can also understand just putting, like, Enduring Curiosity in front of the Soulstone Sanctuary. And going down to 3. Actually, they can also just block the Soulstone Sanctuary with the Beastbinder. Take 3. Okay, this is fine. This means they don't have a removal spell. Because if they had a removal spell, they could have just killed me. With the double Enduring Curiosity. But I think, given that they didn't have a removal spell there, it was a good decision. Okay, no, they had a removal spell? Whatever. I mean, look, they're ahead so many resources it didn't matter. I thought for the most part we played okay, but yes, I'm not 100% sure on my sideboarding plan for this matchup. But it's like, which burn spells do I want to keep in? I still feel like I need to keep X number of creatures in there. But yeah, not a great start, but hopefully we can turn things around in the... You know, I thought after I got my opponent, like after I was at 1 life in 1 game 1, I thought we were going to win that match. But sadly, we didn't get there. But let's see if we can win future matches. And let me tell you right now, nobody knows me as a mono red player, so it's... Okay, gonna keep this hand, 3 lands, 4 creatures. It's an opposing... Probably an opposing mono red deck. I mean, this thing does hit harder. I think it's better than the Bastronaut. Oh no, it's the Izzet deck, sure. Prof's Eidetic Memory, okay. So they're going to take a good deal of damage here. Yeah. Too bad we were on the draw. But the issue with my hand, though, is no removal. Like, if they just slam a Vivi, I'm just dead. That's a Tursa Light Shatter. Oh, that's also really good. I mean, that's a 5/5. Like, what do I do? Oh, they're racing me. Okay. I mean, like, that gives me more of a chance, I think. I'm just debating which of these I want to do. Like, will getting to maximum speed be better than getting the damage in from the Screaming Nemesis? I'm not sure. I think every point of damage here matters, so let's just do this. Alright, so our opponent's at 9 and we're at 15. Marauding Mako. I got this Soul Cauldron. None of those do anything. Oh, no, they had a Vivi. Just kidding. Okay. Well, and this is why, by the way, this deck is ridiculous. And this is why this deck... I'm surprised, like, it didn't get emergency banned or anything, right? But, like, look at this. They've generated... It feels like they're playing a different format, right? When they do stuff like this. Like, it doesn't feel reasonable at all. And the Mako generates mana too. And, yeah. I mean, I went 1-drop, 2-drop, 3-drop, and got my opponent to 9. And I'm about to die here on turn 4. Holy cow, this is crazy. Alright, well, let's already think about sideboard options here. Alright, I'm just going to concede this game. Alright, I actually think this is a matchup where Burst Lightning isn't particularly strong. And I think the Lizard's great, the Obliterating Bolts are good, along with the Abrades. Don't really want the Fire Magic. I just feel like their creatures are going to be too big for this. Like, most of their creatures here I'm looking at are 3 toughness creatures. So that's why I think Burst Lightning is just not the best way to handle what they're trying to do. And I feel like the only way here is to also just, like... So, and then all my 2-mana removal spell kills most of their things, so I think I want to keep all of this. And then I like the combination of Ogre plus, you know, like Magebane Lizard also pings them, so that's really good with the Ogre, and it's just a solid creature as well. The Nova Hellkite maybe is something I can probably shave on here. They don't really have any 1-toughness creatures that I care about killing. Yeah, I mean, this is a matchup where we can probably shave on these, and yeah. I think I like this. Like, you still want to get good aggressive draws. God, this hand. 4 Mountains, Abrade, Lightning Strike, and Nova Hellkite. Like, is that ever beating this deck? No, I'm gonna mulligan. I just feel like I need to put... Basically, like, if I need a 1, 2, or 3 mana creature on the play. And especially, like, a Magebane Lizard or a Needlekin. Or the 2 mana 2/2. Well, we're gonna mulligan to 5 here. I've said it before and I'll say it again. We're gonna put Sadness on the stack. We're gonna keep this. And I'm gonna keep the Abrade. Scorching Shot I can't even cast. And then I gotta figure out which creature I want to put in the... I guess I'm just gonna not have Screaming Nemesis. Because Emberheart Challenger plus Rockface Village is pretty good. So... I'm not sure if the Needlehead or the Challenger was better there. It's a Marauding Mako. Double Marauding Mako. Jeez. Okay. Now the question is, do I want to use Obliterating Bolt or a Braid? Because a Braid allows me to kill the Cauldron. I'll go Obliterating Bolt. It's pretty hard to discard 3 cards in a turn, I think. Which is why I'm going with this. Oh, they just drew 47 Marauding Makos. Okay. Ooh, double Needlehead. Okay. Well, that seems very, very strong. And they didn't... it doesn't seem like they had a removal. They have removal here. Oh, into the Floodmaw? That's not that scary, right? They have a FOMO in their graveyard. They're cycling Marauding Mako. Okay. They found a land. Alright, so they're trying to race me here. Okay. Two Needleheads seems pretty hard to kill or deal with. Tursa Light Shatter, though, is quite good. Now I wish I had the Obliterating Bolt. I mean, they're gonna take so much damage here, right? They're at 4 life. So if I draw a land here, I think I just win the game. Oh, never mind, they drew that. Oh, Magebane Lizard as well? Okay, so I just need to survive, right? Like, if I... Okay, hold on, let's think, though. Because they can have a 1-mana removal spell here. Like, if I Abrade this, this definitely gets in for damage. Or I can just play Magebane Lizard. If I Abrade this and attack with everything, and they don't have a 1-mana removal spell, it... Yeah. I don't know. It feels like it's really hard to lose if I play a Lizard here. So I'm just going to do that and pass. Alright. There we go. Win off the Mold of 5. Needleheads and Mage... Okay. Alright. We can do this. I believe. That was a very Mako-heavy draw, but I still don't think Burst Lightning is that good here. I think I like all my 2-mana 3 damage effects more. So we'll keep it like this. This is another 4-land double Scorching Shot with Nova Hellkite. Now on the draw, I can't have as aggressive of a start. So I'm actually going to keep this on the draw. Like, having, you know, 2 removal spells isn't terrible here. And we're pretty likely to draw a creature here within the next few turns. Or not. So what do I do if they play Tursa? Vivi. I mean, I guess we kill it. Alright, well, would love a relevant creature here, no? Okay, our deck's not going to do us any favors here. I should not have played a Rockface Village, that was a mistake. Because if I draw another mountain, I can't double Scorching Shot. I should have just played a mountain. Yeah. Well, hopefully they can't draw, like, another card here, that would be pretty bad. Okay. Don't draw a mountain. Like, of all the cards, I don't want to draw a mountain. And of course we draw a mountain. You know what? That one's totally on me. That one's 1000% on me. Oh, they're gonna hit me so hard here. Yeah. Well, at least we get to kill both. But I would have had a Razorkin Needlehead in play here. Anyways, just killing all their things while they're drawing a bunch of cards is just not a recipe to success, so... perhaps I should have mulliganed this hand. Man, this is going to be so disappointing. Like... They do have Soulstone Sanctuary here, and that can potentially get in for lots of damage. How are they at 12, by the way? What's dealt all the damage to them? No, really, how did I... How are they at 12? Alright, anyways. Soulstone Sanctuary, Vivi. I mean, there's just not a whole lot of interaction here, right? It's like, if I don't put enough pressure... Yeah, so, like, I suppose I'm just supposed to mulligan aggressively here. But, like, if they ever get Cauldron plus Vivi going, you just lose? So, perhaps I'm supposed to mulligan to make sure I hit, like, a Needlehead or something? What do you think the chances are of me winning this game? This Cauldron deck is sweet. You know, honestly, if I did have more time to test for this event, like, obviously I would have played the best deck. Like, I would have played the Cauldron deck, but just, I felt like in order to master this deck, in order for me to feel like I'm comfortable or will be about as good as the average player playing VV, like, I just would have needed to put a lot of time into the deck, and I just honestly just didn't have the time to do it. Like, I mean, I could have made time, but, like, just trying to balance a whole lot of other things, like, you know, it is what it is. Alright, we're dead. Okay, we are 0-2. Can I at least get one win here? Right? Let's just get, like, solid hands where I have cheap creatures to play on curve, and I just beat down my opponents. Alright, mulligan aggressively against Izzet Cauldron. Got it. Play first, 5 lands, mulligan. 3 lands, keep. Let's put a land on the bottom. We have double Bastronaut, Emberheart Challenger, Lightning Strike. And I have the combo, if you will, of Emberheart Challenger plus Rockface Village to get me some resources. Feel like I should be putting the 3rd land on the bottom there. If they have Burst Lightning, which one would I would rather them kill the Razorkin Needlehead, I think. I mean, it just felt like they had... I didn't know people played Shock. So they're playing Shock on top of Burst Lightning. Fair enough. Oh, okay. It's a slightly different deck. Slick Shot Show Off is the play from the opponent. Do I kill that thing or do I not care? I think I'm gonna go for a risky I don't care and see what happens. Alright. Alright, well, maybe I should have killed it. We're gonna take 5 here. If I draw a land, I think I just go Bastronaut and kill this. 3 cards in opponent's hand. Emberheart Challenger. Into Plasma Bolt. They just have all 1-mana burn spells. I get, like, is this supposed to be good for the mirror, maybe? I don't know. This is kind of rough. So the reason why I'm not just keeping the Screaming Nemesis back here is because they have Emberheart Challenger plus Rockface Village. If we just play this draw-go game, they're gonna value me out. So, like, I just want to get their life total lower here if possible. But yeah, I mean, they're just up resources right now with the Challenger. Well, I guess now I'm not in a position to race, so we just gotta chill. Because they have the show off. But again, Emberheart Challenger plus Rockface Village. Very good combination. Are these the... like, what other creatures do they have? I'm curious. That is an interesting attack. What do they have? Okay. Oh, am I dead? No, I'm not dead. Okay, I'm dead. Alright, fair enough. Alright, so in this type of matchup, what role do I want to play? Like, certainly I think I just want all the removal. The Lynxes don't seem good. I think Burnout Bastronaut might be on the weaker side, especially if they have Nova Hellkite. I actually just have no idea if they do have Nova Hellkite. But they could also, like, board in Fire Magic and stuff. And that can obviously blow me out, so... why don't we just keep something like this. And we still have 21 creatures. And just try to win this game. I don't think I love Chandra Spark Hunter in this matchup. We just have a bunch of burn spells, and it's like last threat standing wins. I think when I'm on the draw... I mean, honestly, I could have brought it in now, but I think on the draw especially... like, I should board in the Fire Magics, but I don't know if, like, as the mono-red player on the play, if Fire Magic is a card I want, right? Alright, this is a really good hand. 3 lands, Burst Lightning, Abrade, Emberheart Challenger, Nova Hellkite. I'm gonna pass. They have so many 1-mana removal spells. I want to be able to go, like, Emberheart Challenger and keep up Burst Lightning. And I can still use this to, like, keep something back. That's a Slick Shot. Okay, so now we get to go Emberheart Challenger. And attack. Noting that, they could have Dreadmaw's Ire, I suppose. Yep. Alrighty. I'm not sure which one I want to kill. 4 cards. I'm going to kill the Emberheart Challenger. The question is whether or not I want to kill this Slick Shot Show Off. Let's go for it. Alright. And the way I look at this now is the Challenger's not going to die here. if they kill it on my turn, or on their turn, like, I can then just slam Nova Hellkite and get him damaged that way. Okay, they have an Emberheart Challenger. Unfortunate. Unfortunate. Alright, I certainly need to kill the Challenger. Oh, and we drew Hired Claw. Okay, so we can go Burst Lightning here. Hired Claw. And then I can give it haste. That attacks for 3. Or I can just warp in the Nova Hellkite. That attacks for more. But keeping this as a surprise also seems like there's value. So let's just give this haste. Like, they could still be playing Burnout Bastronauts. Like, I don't think it's super likely, but they could be. Yep, and they're keeping that back, which is fine. And... oh, God, that's actually really annoying. I have to deal a damage to Screaming Nemesis. Whatever. I'm just trying to get their life total as low as I possibly can, and I'm ahead here on the race. So I wanted to get the Needlehead going because that deals an extra point of damage if I warp this in. Also, I don't have any cards in hand, right? So I just feel like it's important to get every last point of damage in. Now, I do take an extra point of damage doing it this way, unless they play another creature. But this also keeps the Nova Hellkite from getting Scorching Shotted, right? So, think I like this. Alright. Our opponent goes to 6. There's a land. 3 cards in hand, so they have plenty of action. It's a Screaming Nemesis and a Hired Claw. Okay. Woof! Another Nova Hellkite. But, hold on. 5... So we play this, ping this, attack for 4. I can attack for 1 here as well and then just have them dead. Unless they kill my Needlehead on their upkeep. But that still doesn't let them kill me. But it removes like blockers on my side too though. Alright, I'm just gonna hit for 4. Like, I just feel like there's a decent chance they have, like, some kind of removal spell here. And if I attack with both and they kill this, I don't know if there's a world where they can kill me instead. Oh, there you go. So, I could have got them to 1, but that wouldn't have made a big difference. And they're gonna just die to the Nova Hellkite, so... Alright, we got a game! It's possible, friends! It is certainly possible. Alright, Fire Magic on the draw, I think, makes sense here. And now it's just a question of... what I want to cut. Like, I just want all the removal. Needlehead on the draw seems pretty bad, but man, we are going very, very low on creatures. But maybe that's okay. We just play like a control, like play the role of a control deck. It just does an awful job of blocking. Alright, we're mono-red control after sideboard, I guess. I mean, there's also Hired Claw, but I like that this just costs 1 mana. There's also Magebane Lizard, but on the draw, I probably don't want that. Don't like Chandra. I don't love Sunspine Lynx. I mean, it's large. Is being large good enough? Not when they have like a bunch of obliterating bolts and scorching shots, right? Alright. We'll see how this goes. I'm not going to mulligan in this matchup. Like, every resource seems really important, and, you know, having a Burst Lightning does seem quite strong. Okay, so that is a burnout Bastronaut, but I'm going to try not to kill this one because I have the 2 Nova Hellkites. So if they play like an Emberheart Challenger or something, we can kill it, of course. Now, if they pump the Bastronaut, we're going to kill it. Okay. Alright, well, can you imagine if I had a Fire Magic here? Anyways. I know the Slick Shot Show-Off can potentially deal more damage, but I want to prevent the immediate damage here. Screaming Nemesis. Let's just kill his Bastronaut. Attack for 4. And I hope, like, the Slick Shot just doesn't just absolutely destroy me. I mean, I boarded in a bunch of removal, so... Alright, so... It's kind of a racing situation, but obviously not, like, a good place to be here. But I think it's Screaming Nemesis, and then is it defense or offense? With the Slick Shot Show-Off, it's probably defense. Okay. Alright, I'll take the 2 for 1. I mean, I took 3 more damage, so... Obviously, that's not great. Oh, they play this after? Huh. Well, well, well. Not ideal. Let's kill the Screaming Nemesis. I'm at 6. Holy cow. Alright, well. Yeah, I mean, I'm not loving my spot here. My life total is just far too low. Hopefully they just have, like, some removal spells. They don't. Yeah, Lightning Strike to the face. No, Hired Claw. Burst Lightning. Alright, I'm at 1 life. I need a Pyroclasm. Obliterating Bolt does not get it done. This is so embarrassing. Alright. Well, I can't do anything. I can play Nova Hellkite, but... Alright, you know what? This is... Never play Mono Red again, okay? Never play Mono Red again. You know, at least it was quick. I didn't, like, get my heart broken. But I did kind of want to win some gems. This is insane. I won 500 gems. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I mean, this is brutal. But it is what it is. I mean, like... People here clearly play more standard than I do. Now, here's the thing. Like, I don't know that I necessarily played poorly, but I think one of the more important things with the mono red deck is just, like, choosing when and how to mulligan. And I mean, I did have the Burst Lightning and the Nova Hellkite, and because I thought I was in the role of the control deck, like, I'll just keep drawing burn spells, but I didn't, and I just got run over. So, but the thing is, like, being down a card in the mono red mirror is so bad where, I don't know, I just felt like, with the Burst Lightning and some okay draw, like if I draw any creature or any removal spell, you know, in the next 2 turns, I thought I'd be okay. But we just didn't have enough. And we just took a little bit too much damage. And when an opponent's on the play and they do have a 1-2-3 that involves a Screaming Nemesis, that's going to be tough. That's going to be tough. So, you know, we went to game 3 there. The first match, we also went to game 3. But we took some tough mulligans. And then in the second match, we went to 3 games in all of them, right? In the second match, I mulled a 5 in game 2 and I still won. So, it's just like, I don't know that I necessarily played super poorly, but, like a lot of the success that you have in playing in these constructed events is not just your play, it's your mulligan decisions, which is part of play, and also, of course, what deck you choose to bring to the tournament. And look, like I said, if I had more time to prepare, I probably would have either played like the Dimir mid-range deck or the Is It Cauldron deck. The Dimir mid-range deck is much more of a deck that suits the way that I play Magic and the way that I approach Magic. It's like more mid-rangey. The Cauldron deck is a little bit more tricky, but not too hard to figure out, and it's just broken, like if you can figure it out. So perhaps that's another thing that I could have considered. Whereas with mono red, I'm just not going to have a discernible edge against anybody. But when I go into a tournament thinking that I probably don't have an edge against anybody, then mono red is a fine choice to play, right? That was my thought process for this. Now, for most qualifier weekends where I don't have a pro tour to go with it, I absolutely would have spent a little more time preparing. But in this one, it was just a little bit more difficult because, I had to learn how like the amulet deck works. I have to learn how, like a lot of other things work while also try to pump out limited content. So it is what it is. One good news is my Saturdays opened up. I got destroyed really quickly, but obviously it's still pretty sad. It's a little bit disappointing. Going 0-3 is just like really, really bad. Like not even being able to get a win randomly through my opponents getting like mana screwed somehow. But that is the way the cookie crumbles. And we went 0-3. I'm going to post this because you get to see all my wins and my failures. And hopefully we can bounce back from this and have some winning videos in a row. So what's my content plans for the future? Well, I'm going to have a final Edge of Eternity's draft video. It's going to be coming out tomorrow. And then after that, we're probably going to have a couple of cube drafts. And then we're going to go after the cubes. We're going to go straight into the early access event for the Spider-Man set that's going to come out. And then we're going to have a bunch of Spider-Man content. And then, of course, the Pro Tour's around the corner. So I don't even know if I'm going to have enough videos. So there might be some filler content for the tail end of that. We'll see. I might do some flashback drafts. I might do some foundation drafts, but I'm going to mix it up. But if you have any things that you think might be fun to watch, mention it in the comments below and I'll see if I can make a video, because right now it's like a lot of stuff is up in the air as I try to figure out what content to make while I'm out for the Pro Tour, which is going to be happening in a couple of weeks. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, as I really do appreciate it. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button for more daily videos just like this. If you've enjoyed this content and wanted to support the channel in another way, my Patreon is the best way to do so. That's patreon.com/paulcheon. Big shout out to all the patrons. Thank you so much for your support. Access to the Patreon gives you access to my Discord channel, which I believe is a really great way to up your limited game. Excellent community there as well. Also, check out TCGplayer.com for all your Magic the Gathering singles and sealed product needs. If you want to buy some booster boxes or you wanted some singles for your constructed decks, check out TCGplayer.com. Make sure you hit that affiliate link in the description below before making any purchases. Last but not least, go to heavyplay.com for premium Magic the Gathering supplies and accessories. If you want top-of-the-line deck boxes, playmats, sleeves, dice boxes, live pads, and more, go to heavyplay.com/paulcheon for 10% off your first order. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.